So this is going to be a video geared towards those of you that are just getting started with crafting for profit, or you don't know where to start. This maybe, or also maybe you don't have a lot of currency. I think this crafting is going to be somewhat profitable, but I don't have numbers. I cannot guarantee that it's going to be profitable, but it appears, or at least in theory, this should be profitable. But I cannot guarantee that to you because I have not done it. But here's the tech. I'm going to show you the tech how it works. Um, but I have not done it enough so that I can provide you with the results and numbers. However, in theory, this crafting should work, and also it's very low risk. I don't you're barely losing anything. So it is going to involve spamming alterations to craft medium cluster jewels, and it's also going to involve spamming lots and lots of people to buy the bases. The base for the cluster jewels, it's anywhere between 5 to maybe 10 kios, and other than that, there's really not much risk. There, probably the base is the most expensive thing. You're going to spam a few alterations here and there, and you're going to need lots of regals, transmutes, some augmentations, and also some scouring orbs. The way this works, um, it's going to we are going to craft jewels for righteous fire, and usually uh, righteous fire. These are the four most important stats that righteous fire players are looking for in the build. Um, but when you're alteration spamming, you can only go for one prefix. The other one, it cannot be guaranteed, and it's quite hard to craft this medium cluster jewel for um, with harvest or with fossils. So how I would go about crafting this, I would first um, go and use this trade search. So I would buy these jewels, that these medium cluster jewels that have up to 5, either 4 or 5 passive skills, but don't go for 6. And the item level should be 68 or above. And the implicit is increased burning damage. So I would go like this, and I would whisper all these people buy bases. And when I mean buy bases, maybe buy 50 to 100 of these bases. Right now I don't have 50 or 100. I only have a few. This is just to show you how this works. And basically, what you're looking, you're going to keep an eye on the good rolls. So flow of life with student of decay. This is an expensive jewel. So when you hit this, keep in mind this is expensive. Flow of life and burning bright is also expensive. These are pretty much the expensive ones. But there are also others that are expensive. I think it's smoking remains and student of decay. So when you hit these, okay, this is not expensive. Um, Smoking remains and cremator maybe. So this is expensive as well, but I'm not sure if it's going to sell. But the most important one is going to be flow of life with burning bright and flow of life with student of decay. Let's see flow of life and smoking remains. So this is also expensive. So flow of life student of decay, flow of life burning bright, flow of life and smoking remains. And let's see burning bright and smoking remains if they are worth anything. This is not expensive, and student of decay smoking remains is also not very expensive. So just keep in mind, just remember, flow of life with either student of decay, burning bright, or smoking remains. These are uh, these are the expensive ones. So if your cluster jewel, if your cluster jewel has flow of life and another with another notable with it, you just price check that. But if not, whatever medium cluster jewel you have, you are going to have a tab, and you put price, I don't know, let's just say that you put 40 chaos price or 39, for example, because maybe many people are listing the items for 40 chaos, but at 39 you would be in front. So whenever you hit a cluster jewel that has two notables, you just dump it here. um, so you don't have to price check everything. If an item it's expensive, you will get whispered a lot. But if it's not expensive, you will just sit here in this stash. And the next day, if they don't sell, you list it at 30 kios, and if they don't sell at 30 kios, you just roll over them once again. So how to craft this? You're going to grab a bunch of alterations, so some augmentation, some transmutes, some scourings, and also you're going to use some regals. Now, the price of alterations is quite cheap. It's about 16 per 1 kios, but the price of scourings is quite expensive. It's 1 per 1, and the regal it's probably 0.7 kios for 1 regal, or maybe 0.6. So let's just say that it costs you maybe 3 chaos at most to craft 1 jewel once, and the base is 10 chaos. You are going to spam alterations until you hit either one of these. Don't I will give you a regex, so when you type this in your search window, it will highlight the item. And after that, you use an orb of augmentation, and then you use a regal orb, because and let's just see. So whenever you're using a regal orb, there's a high chance that it gives you another notable, and usually if it gives you flow of life with anything good, it can sell for a lot. I'll show you the uh, it's about one in I guess it's 1 in 30 or 1 in 40 to give you any of these 4 combinations, but as you've seen, not all of them are worth something, mostly just flow of life. But if you were to just go for flow of life, this would be 1 in 103. So I'm not sure if it's worth to just go for the flow of life and avoid the others. But if you want to just go for the flow of life, you'd have to check how expensive are all the other mods with flow of life. For example, flow of life with brush with death. Let's check to see if this is worth. So I'm not sure if this sells. Maybe brute for potency. There are very few on the market. Smoking Master of Fire. There are just a few, and I'm not sure if this sells. Cremator. Once again, I'm not sure if it sells. So I would just stick with these 4. Smoking Remains, Student of Decay, and Burning Bright. And I would just regal every time um, I make a jewel with one of these mods. So let's show you how I would do this. So first I would go to copy this. This is a regex. As you can see, I've done quite a few. So when I would get a jewel like this, I would not price check anything unless it has flow of life with those Student of Decay, Smoking Remains, or Burning Bright. I would just take it and I would leave it into this tab, and I would not even look at it. I don't price check, I don't care about it. The idea is for you to buy many bases. Um, Let's go to the test. So here once again, double uh, double notables like this. Maybe you can even list them at 30 kills to get rid of them quite easily. And now I would just scour them all. Then I will use a transmutor, and I will just spam alterations like this. Now, obviously, if you have more bases, it's much easier to do than if you have only 5 bases like me. Yeah, this is the reason why you should have more bases. It's much easier to roll. So now I would use an orb of augmentation. Then I would use a regal orb. Once again, it has uh, two notables. I just dump them into this tab. I don't even price check them, and then I keep rolling. These I scour them, transmute once again, and alterations. The idea is for you to buy the bases. Just do 100 trades in 1 hour, get the bases, and it's much easier. And then you augment. Don't forget to augment, it decreases your chances of hitting good prefixes. Student of Decay via Reinvigoration. I don't even price check it unless it has Flow of Life. Let's check. There's no Flow of Life. Uh, Once again, transmute. Oh, So anyway, I'm not gonna do it anymore. You get the idea. Um, if an item is worth something, you just simply get spammed by people. But if it's not worth anything, just leave them. Just give them 1 day. If they don't sell in 1 day, maybe you can drop it down to 30 or 29 kills. And if they don't sell after that, just use the bases once again and roll it. I'm not sure how profitable this is, but in theory, this should make you some money per hour, and it's very low investment, very low risk. Yeah, you can go try it. Uh, I think you're going to make
When I'm ready
a few
and not
divines here
before.
and there, but I cannot give you results because I have not done this. I'm not sure, but in theory it should work.